G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I'm going to do a little test today on some just little coasters. I'm going to continue with my waves. Do you think I'm getting better? I think I'm getting better, but I've been like really concentrating on doing waves every day. Like I'll do a few a day, just practice, don't video them all, but trying different resins and different wait times and different pastes and trying to get it right. For me, I have to keep doing and doing and doing and doing until I get something right, and then I can go, okay, tick, move on to the next thing. So I got these ages ago. I've got a big bag full of them. They're just, I think it's like an MDF, like little coasters. So I've got a heap of those. Still, heaps of those. And what I did was I just got my old acrylic paints that I used from my acrylic pouring days, and I just put down, painted a cream, a turquoise and a navy, and just sort of blended them a little bit. So that's all I've done. I haven't put anything on the back, just a little upside down cut there. So these are 10 centimeter little discs, and I've also got, again, I bought these a long time ago. These are little cork backings, and they've got an adhesive on the back. They're only thin, but hopefully they'll fit. Yes, look at that, fit perfectly. So these are only thin, but I think, you know, just for practicing. And look, you don't even have to paint them. I did some where I just did it straight onto the board, just with some colored resin. But today I'm just going to use clear resin. And we're just going to have a little practice. So I'm not using a lot of resin, you know, on a big piece. So yeah, just a little practice. So today what I've got is the Barnes Epoxyglass. Do you want to see the bottle? It's down there on the floor. Oh, I'll just get it. There's not much left in it. Epoxyglass. Working time 50 minutes. So yeah, 50. So today what I'm going to do is I am going to, normally you'd sort of wait at least half that working time, so 25 minutes, but I'm going to leave it 30 minutes because it's a relatively thin resin. So I'm going to leave it 30 minutes. But while that's, I don't know, can you see this? I don't know that you can see this. Let me move that out of the way. Just put my little scale there. We'll mix up some white. So I'm going to do 10 grams. We're not going to need it all, but we'll just do 10 grams because it's easy. I did 40 grams of A and 40 grams of B. Well, I think it was 42 grams of A and 40 grams of B, because I thought maybe they'd need like 20 grams each, but they probably don't even need that. Maybe I can have a little bit left over. So about 10 grams of that, and I'm going to use the Just Resin Titanium white, and I'm going to do 5%, so we need 0.5. If you were doing 7%, it would be 0.7. If you're doing 10%, it would be 1 gram in 10 grams. I still don't really know how much to use. One day I'm going to do experiment where I use 5%, 7% and 10% and just see what the difference is. So that will be coming up as well. I'll probably just use these as well, these little things, and we'll do 5%, 7%, 10% and see if it makes any difference to the shape of the waves. All right, so 0.5, drizzle that in. Sometimes I see people use so much. They have a tiny little bit of resin in their cup and they put in like a huge scoop, and I'm thinking that's certainly more than what I use. But I don't know how much they use, because I haven't seen any videos, and I mean none, where people weigh out like their resin and their white paste. Okay, so that's 5.52. So we'll just clean that off like so to get as much off as I can, and we'll just stick that in there. All right, give that a stir. So yeah, basically, what's the time now? 10:35. So I will come back to you at 11 in the morning. I'll go and watch another YouTube video on waves. But yeah, I think it's going to be more difficult, maybe, just with the tiny little one, because when I've been blowing mine, they've been big round circles, and I kind of blow the whole thing. So we're going to be a little bit different this time, but we'll see. I'm just going to clean off that white paste there, because I don't want any unmixed white paste anywhere. Okay, so that's going to be my white. So for the actual waves, because I've painted my background, I just need to use a clear. If you wanted to, you could use coloured resin, but then you've still got, with this particular board, you've still got this sort of MDF looking background, and it's not all that attractive. So I want my wave to come down a little bit onto the sand. So let's just see what we can do. A little bit of a wriggle like that, just to work out where it's going to go. I don't want just a straight line. There we go. So that's going to be my beach. I'll put a little bit here. Ooh, I think I'm going to have a bit much resin. Probably needed like 60 grams instead of 80 grams. I'm just going to spread this with my stick. Try not to knock my little rounds off. I don't want it to run too far forward either. I want to keep some of that beach. So I'll just finish these off. I won't video me doing them all, because all I'm doing is spreading them out, and then I'll give them a quick little torch like so. So yeah, I'll do the rest. Oh gosh, look at that. Might have to do another little piece. Oh, I'll have to find something to do with it. I'll find something to do with it. All right, I will see you in half an hour. Right, it is 11, so it has been 30 minutes since I lay all my colours down. And I'm actually wondering if I should just like wait another 5 minutes, like for each, and just see what the difference is. But I don't think I need too much white. I'm going to do one first and just see what that looks like. Put that over there. All right. So I'm going to use this with a little, that's the smallest nozzle I've got. And I'm going to put it on low. That's low or high, so just low. And hopefully I don't blow the whole thing off. Heat it up first. Get a little bit of heat first. See if I can just skim the top. Very delicate for me, because I don't normally, not usually this delicate. Okay, there we go. Look! Very delicate, aren't I? All right, let's give it a little torch. See what happens. There's some cells popping up there. A little bit more heat. Whoops, a little bit more. All right, I think I'll leave it like that. See, we've got small cells down here, and then more lacing up there. I probably didn't, I don't know. I just tried to do it lightly. So what I think I'll do as I go along, I'm going to add a tiny bit more white, just a tiny bit, just to see if it makes any difference. All right, so we'll do that. Just going to wipe the end of this little tiny bit. It can just sit there for a minute. I'm just going to see if it makes any difference. I have got, just off the side there, you can't see it, but I've got another little practice board that I used for that little bit of leftover resin. I won't be able to video it, but I'm just going to practice with it. Alright, so here we go. This is a little bit more white, as in a bit more paste, so a little bit more opaque. And just popping that onto that dry beachy area. Probably got a little bit more of the white here as well, actually, like a thicker line. Alright, let's try that. Now, hopefully I won't disrupt that one. On low. Let's try and push this. Okay, stop there. So that one I pushed out a little bit further. Got some good lacing at the top. I think I'm just going to see if I can just torch this bottom bit here. That's 1, 2. I was trying to get that bit there, but oh, that's looking pretty. I'll use my tiny little dude just to see if I can get in there. Maybe not. Okay, so that's that one, a little bit more white. Now I'll put a tiny bit more in. Look, I don't know how much I'm adding here, you guys. Obviously I'm not measuring it, but I'm just sort of dipping the tip in. Just a tiny bit more, and we'll just see. Rather than me having to do another video on different opaquenesses. Is that a word? Okay, so on my dry there, because I want some of the white to stay. If I put it all the white onto the clear, it's just going to all kind of blow off, and I won't have that nice sort of thicker line. I'll put a little bit more, have a thicker line again. Oops, oh my gosh, dropped it. Sticky little thing. Let's clean that up. I've got a piece of plastic over my board. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to have to blow it a little bit further because I've got more white. Although I could just leave it like that but have a thicker white line. Or, I don't know, we'll just see. You get such a short amount of time to do it and then it's just like gone. And you go, oh, okay. It's just gone. Just on low, trying to have it as horizontal as possible so I can just skim the white over the top. That one's going a lot further. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty too. Okay, now let's just, this is a bit heavy over there, but it's hard when you get to the edges, I think. Yeah, it's a bit heavy there. It may come up. I think as it sits, it tends to sort of, the cells keep developing, I think. Okay, that one's looking good. All right, last little one. I'm gonna just clean that off. Have another little dip. Dippity-doo-dah-day. Pop that in. Okay. What are we thinking so far? I do like the delicateness of that. That would be really pretty if you decided to do another wave. This one, you know, I would just leave as one wave because there's no room for another. They're all pretty in their own way. Okay, so now for this one, I'm going to go back to this and just put down a very thin line. It's very opaque, but just a thin line. It's getting quite sticky now. Getting quite thick. I don't know that I can do a very thin line actually. I'll try. I just have to have a little bit more coming off my stick. Okay, and the rest of it can sit over there for my next one. So that's, well, it's as thin a line as I can get it. I think we really need to make sure that that edge of the white is touching the edge, otherwise it doesn't flow right to the edge, does it? And I have to push it off. All right, here we go. Are you still with me? You're very quiet. Here we go. Warm it up, try and skim it. I'm going to do a little bit less, not as much pushing on this one. Hopefully. And just see what happens. Oh, look at that. A little bit out there. How did that get out there? I don't even know. All right. Torch. And again. And again. Oops. Put up the top. Alrighty. I don't know how that wispiness got up there. Okay, well, we'll just wait and I'm going to do my next one. I'll come back to you in about 10 minutes or so and we'll just have a little look and see what the cells are doing and see if we can see any difference between less and more white pigment paste. Right, it has been 10 minutes and there's the first one. Just a little delicate wave. A little bit more white paste and a little bit heavier line. It's more of a spider webby sort of cell or lacing that I get from the Barnes. And then that's that one. That one had the most amount of white. Kind of looks as if it's dropped down a little bit, like maybe it's too heavy. Let's go back and have a look at this one, see if anything's dropped down. Looks very similar actually. I don't know that it's any different. And then this one over here that I didn't video. So this was the 40-minute mark, and you can see this area here that's got the smaller cells. I didn't blow that, like I didn't thin it out so much, so it was much thicker than up there. So the cells are much smaller because I kind of stopped blowing and then sort of thinned it out over there. So you get a line here where the cells are smaller because I didn't blow my white out enough, and obviously down here where it's quite thick I didn't blow that at all. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, it was a lot of white and it was very thick, and because it was 40 minutes already and quite opaque, so that's that look. As opposed to a more delicate look with a very thin, just a little thin line of white. So let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. I don't see a lot of difference, really. Do you, between that one and that one, which was less white? I guess this one, I guess the cells are a little bit more white. The area between the cells is wider. Look at that, the area between the cells, the lacing is thinner, but I don't know, it could just be my imagination. So there we go, that's that little experiment. So when they look, I don't think I'll bother with the cork on them. I don't think they're good enough to warrant cork on the back. That one's pretty. I do like that one. That's probably my favorite, how it goes further up. But yeah, this one would certainly need another little wave there. I think that would look pretty, and maybe another time. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying my experiments. Let me know how you're going with waves. We can chat about it on my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out. If you're not a member, you are welcome to join and show me what you're up to. All right, take care guys. Bye for now.